You know, the 4th of July is supposed to be fun. Fireworks, barbecues, people laughing under the stars. But sometimes that celebration masks something else, something darker. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 true stories from people who say they experienced something deeply wrong on a night meant for joy. You might think twice before stepping out into the dark after this. Jake always threw the biggest 4th of July cookout on the block. Everyone knew him. Good food, loud music, the works. Last year, the party was in full swing when Jake noticed a guy near the grill. Older guy, tall, thin, wearing an old military-style jacket. Looked out of place. Jake didn't recognize him, but figured maybe he was a neighbor's guest. He walked over and asked if he needed anything. The guy just smiled and said, "I used to live here. Long time ago." That made Jake pause. He owned the house for over 10 years. He told the man politely the party was private and turned to check on the burgers. When he looked back, the guy was gone. Later that night, everyone left. Jake was cleaning up when he saw smoke rising from the grill, but he'd shut it off. He walked over and saw the lid was open. Something was inside. It was a half-burnt photograph, faded, black and white. It showed a man, that same man, standing in front of the same grill, decades ago. On the back, written in shaky pen, "I never left. Jake never hosted again." Rachel and her cousins were visiting family out in the country. Middle of nowhere. No streetlights, barely any neighbors. That night, after dinner, the kids snuck off with a backpack full of fireworks. They wanted to light them away from the adults, somewhere secret. They hiked into the woods, found a clearing, and started lighting small ones. Just silly stuff. But after a few minutes, Rachel noticed someone watching them. At the edge of the trees, barely visible in the moonlight, stood a figure, not moving, not talking. One of the cousins yelled out, "Hey, you good?" No answer. Then the figure raised one hand, like it was holding something, and mimicked lighting a fuse. Suddenly, none of the kids' fireworks worked. Every single one fizzled out. Then, behind them, something shot up into the sky. A firework. But none of them lit it. They ran. No one spoke, just ran straight back through the trees. Rachel said as she got to the edge of the woods, she heard a voice, barely a whisper, right behind her ear. "You ruined my silence." Tyler stayed home while his parents went out to watch fireworks downtown. He didn't feel like going. Around 9 p.m., the power cut out, just like that. TV off, house dark, dead quiet, except for fireworks outside. He grabbed a flashlight, checked the breaker. Nothing unusual, but then he heard a thud from the basement. Not loud, just off. He called out, thinking maybe the washer shifted or something. No response. Still, something told him to check. He went down with the flashlight. There were wet footprints, not old stains, fresh, leading up from the sump pump toward the stairs. That's when he heard dragging, like someone pulling something heavy across the floor. He turned to run, but the basement door slammed shut. Locked. Outside, fireworks kept exploding. No one could hear him. He backed into a corner, just him, the flashlight, and the sound of something moving in the dark. Then, a face behind the boiler, pale, with eyes too wide. It whispered, "I waited all year for the silence." When his parents got home, Tyler was upstairs, just sitting in the dark, still. He never talked about that night again. The 4th of July brings light, color, and celebration, but sometimes it also brings out things better left in the dark. So next time you hear a strange voice during the fireworks, or see someone watching from the trees, don't ignore it, because some spirits, they're just waiting for the noise to stop. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.